Morning, everybody. How's it going today? All right. Good to be here this morning. Good to have you. I'm not going to provide any music this morning, so if you want to put on your own music, I highly recommend it. I'm Ray. We're going to go through a bodyweight workout this morning. So go ahead and get started. Let's come on down to the mat first here. Let's actually start. I want you to start lying on your back here. So we're going to get that core warmed up first. And we're going to do that by bringing the hands up overhead. And then we're going to bring those feet up so that we're making a tabletop with your shins. And to start here, I want you to flatten your low back against the floor. So we're going to use the core to get that back down flat, keeping those abs working the whole time. And this is going to keep that lower back feeling better or feeling good as we extend one arm and then opposite leg at the same time. So we're going through a dying bug exercise or dead bug here. And the idea is to extend one leg down as far as you can while keeping that flat back. If this bugs your back, or if it's hard to keep that back flat, then just tap one heel down toward the floor at a time while keeping the knee bent. You can still get opposite arm moving with that leg. But if you want to make this a little harder, then you're going to extend that leg, reach that arm back at the same time. Keep going here. So I want you to get those abs warm here. Start to feel like you can control that back a little bit better. And if you're getting clicking or popping in your hips, then you can always play with either pointing the toes or flexing the foot and see which one treats your hips better. And rest here. Good. So go ahead and come onto your hands and knees here. So you're on all fours. And we're going to get glutes warmed up here, what we call a fire hydrant. So go ahead and start by bringing, sorry about that. Bring one knee at a diagonal out and back. So we're going to pull that knee diagonally out and back to the side while keeping your hips level. Let's see if I can shut that off here. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so with your hips level, knee bent, I should say, we're pulling that knee at a diagonal out to the side, but also back behind you, so that you're basically doing a clam movement with your legs. Let's go ahead and switch sides here. And you're using your booty, using your buns to do the lifting. So every time you bring that knee out to the side, you're flexing your glutes, you're squeezing the cheeks, and then you're focusing on keeping hips level. So that way, I'm not rotating through the hips. If I had a glass of water on my low back, I don't want to spill that water. Let's go back to that left side, back to that first side one more time here. Keeping your hips level, and then bringing that knee at a diagonal as it travels back behind you and out to the side. Your feet are going to stay pretty close together here. Switch one more time for me. Exhale as you pull that knee out. Inhale as it comes back in. A couple more times here. And rest. Nice. So next we'll go into a bird dog. We're going to stay in that same setup where we're on all fours. Go ahead and tuck your toes under. From here, I want you to reach opposite arm and leg long. So If you keep your core tight and then flex your foot on that extended leg, as you squeeze buns tight on that extended leg, that's going to help you raise that leg up without arching the back. I like to go thumb up on my extended arm. This feels better on my shoulder. If my palm is down, I can't quite bring that arm up as high without bugging the shoulder. Keep going here. Sorry about the text dings. Hopefully you don't hear those too loud. Keep going here. Okay, take a little break. Remember that we're doing this bird dog to figure out a little more control of that spine. So if every time you lift that arm and leg, if you're arching through your back, you got to brace your core a little bit better. You got to brace your abs like somebody's going to punch you in the stomach. So let's run through this round here, focusing on control and a nice straight spine the whole time. So if you need to slow it down, that's totally fine. If you need to only lift your leg and you need to keep both hands on the floor, also totally fine. And let's rest there. All right. I think normally I never get any texts, and now all of a sudden I'm getting like 30. Hi, Camille. Nice. All right. Hopefully Mitchell's there too, Camille. So what we're going to do this morning for the circuits is we're going to run through 3 exercises, 30 seconds of each exercise, back to back to back. So that's a minute and a half of work. We'll take a short break, and then we'll repeat that circuit. So we'll go 2 times through each circuit here. So for the first round, we're going to just get started with squat. And that's going to be just body weight, bringing hips down to knee height. If you need to use a chair here, use a chair. And that's just going to be tapping your butt to the seat and coming back up. If you can stop yourself from actually resting on the chair, that's better. And then if you want to spice this up and use some sort of a weight, like maybe a water bottle or a dumbbell, now would be the time to grab that. So we're going to go 30 seconds on the squat. We're going to come down to our mat, and we're going to do flutter kicks here. So you can put your hands under your bottom and do those flutter kicks here. You can press your hands into the floor, keep legs a little bit higher if that's what you need to do to keep your back happy. But your goal is always going to be to bring those legs down as low as you can as we flutter. All right, from there, we're going to do get-ups. So whatever it takes for you to stand up and come back down. Stand up and come back down. And I want you to go all the way from lying flat on your back to all the way up standing tall. If you need to roll to a side and maybe press yourself up to standing this way, that's fine. That still works. Just make sure that you're doing the full movement of coming all the way up to standing tall. So we're going to get started on squats first. Ready, set, go. I'm not flying through these, but I'm moving at a pretty quick pace. Fast enough that it's going to drive my heart rate up. Slow enough that I'm still in control. And still focus on keeping wide knees here. Keeping most of my weight on my heels. And then every time I stand, squeezing buttons tight. All right. Come on down to your mat here. Laying on your back. You've got flutter kicks in 3, 2, 1, and go. This is another one where if your hips start popping, you can try pointing the toes. Sometimes that helps. Sometimes flexing the feet helps. Just kind of depends on how you are built. You can also bring those legs up higher. If that's what you need to do to keep that back flat here. Good. All right. We got 10 seconds, and then we're doing those get-ups. So if I start totally flat on my back here, ready, set, go. I'm going to come all the way up to standing, all the way back down. You've got the option here. You want to add a jump at the top. Notice that I got to use a hand to press myself up to standing. If you want to really spice it up, you can try some sort of hands-free option, but I'm not there yet. So, time. All right, let's take a 30-second break here. So let me know if the video is skippy or choppy. It was a little choppy on Monday. All right. Getting ready to go again here in about 10 seconds. We're going to do that whole circuit one more time. So coming back to the squats. Ready, set, go. So if I turn and focus on more of a side profile here, I'm not letting those knees travel forward. I'm not sending my butt forward. Starting the movement by pushing my butt back so that every repetition of that squat uses my glutes, my butt muscles, not just the quads. All right, time. So come on down to the mat again here. Laying on our backs for the flutter kick. Go. If it's helpful to kind of check in, make sure your six-pack is working here. You can bring arms overhead. This option is going to be a little harder. And then remember, if you need to push your hands into the floor, you've always got that option here. You've always got the option of bringing the legs up a little higher. Keep going. And time. All right, short break. And then we're doing those get-ups. Ready, set, go. Make sure you're breathing. You feel like you're getting tired as you go, maybe choose something a little slower, a little more controlled. Maybe you need both hands to get off the floor, and time. All right, break time here. So while you're grabbing a sip of water, Mary's back. All right, good morning. While you're grabbing a sip of water, I'm going to run through the next circuit. We're going to do a reverse lunge. So on Monday, we were doing split squats, just like a static lunge today. We're going to send 1 foot at a time back behind our body, and we're going to switch feet. We're going to alternate feet as we go. So it'll just be 30 seconds of these reverse lunges. And remember, the goal is to keep that knee from going out over the toes. From there, we're going to come down to the mat, and we're going to do a nice, controlled, slow mountain climber where every rep is pulling those knees in close toward your chest. And then from there, we're standing for a little more of the high intensity work on a jump squat. And like we did on Monday, if you need to just work on pulsing those squats, that's totally fine. That'll take the impact out of the equation. All right, so let's get started. We've got those reverse lunges first. Ready, set, go. And work on bringing that back knee down until it just about touches the floor but doesn't rest on the floor. Keep your body tall. Five more seconds. All right, we're coming back to the mountain climbers here. So from a push-up position, ready, set, go. You're either going to pull that knee straight forward toward your chest, or to spice that up a little bit, you're going to cross your body and bring opposite knee to elbow. Exhale every time you pull that knee forward. And imagine you're crunching your knee to your chest. 5 more seconds. And time. All right, we're standing again for those jump squats. Ready, set, go. Remember to do what you can here. If that means just pulsing in that squat position, that totally works. This is still a really good way to drive that heart rate up. Get your legs working. It's going to be lower impact. If all you can do is just kind of come up on those tiptoes, still super useful. And time. 30-second break here. Grab a quick sip of water, and then we dive right back in. Second round on that circuit. All right. We're coming back to lunges. Ready, set, go. You feel like you're ready to make this movement a little harder, add an overhead reach into the mix. The other thing that I didn't mention is if you need to focus more on balance, maybe it bugs your knees to go into the lunge, just work on either a tandem stance here, or you can always do tandem walking. It's always a good option. So we're coming down to the mat for the mountain climber. And go. Exhale each time you pull that knee in close. Crunch that knee toward your chest. If you're not quite ready to be in a push-up position on the floor, that's where your chair comes in handy. We can do that mountain climber. A little bit of elevation there. That's still going to be a nice way to work the core. Take a little tension off the shoulders. All right, rest. We've got jump squats next here. Ready, set, go. Pick the variation that you can do for the full 30 seconds. You got this. Whatever you choose, do that for the whole 30 seconds. Don't stop moving. It's looking good. 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, quick break here. Grab a sip of water. What we'll be doing next is a push-up, whether that is your standard floor push-up, maybe a knee push-up, maybe chair push-up. That's where you're at. And then from that push-up, I want you to use a towel. If you've got it, you don't need it, but it's a good option. Or if you've got a jacket or a sweatshirt, that'll work. We're gonna start by holding that towel about shoulder width apart. Now, flex your buns, core tight. We're gonna lift those hands off the floor, and we're gonna row that towel toward the shoulders and extend. So this way, we're doing a strengthening movement for the back without any real equipment here. So the entire time, you've got to keep the shoulders pulled down and back. And then for our little cardio drill, we're either going to do just sort of a hopping fast speed. You can do a jump lunge, or you can do just sort of a fast switch with your feet in that jump lunge. And like I said, if it bugs your knees to do the lunge, that's where you're better off just quickly switching feet. All right, here we go. Let's get started with push-ups first. Ready, set, go. Keeping your body in a plank position. Bring that chest all the way down toward the floor. Keeping elbows about 45 degrees away from each side. So we're not flaring them out. We're also not keeping them directly against our sides. A little bit of space between elbows and our sides. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, come down to your stomach. Go ahead and grab that towel. Reach those arms long. And go. We're doing that row. So keep that chest off the floor. Shoulders pulled back. Exhale as you pull that towel in toward you. Inhale as you reach those arms long. Good, 5 more seconds. And set that towel down. Go ahead and stand. We're either going fast feet or we're doing a jump lunge. Ready, set, go. It's looking good. So, just like our slower lunges, work on getting that back knee down close to the floor. 5 more seconds. It's a long 5 seconds, ain't it time? All right, quick break here. So far, so good. Hi, Denise. What's up? All right, come on back to those push-ups. So we're going to start with either your chair push-up here, a little bit of elevation. You've got push-ups on your knees, if you need to take that option, or you've got the full push-up. Ready, and go. You need a micro break, you can take that break. Just take it to the top of the push-up position. Hold that position the whole 30 seconds here. Just 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and down to your stomach. All right, grab your towel here. About shoulder width. If you don't have a towel, that's totally fine. Go. You can still just bring those hands up off the floor. Reach them long. And then think of pulling elbows to heels here. Engaging your entire back. Squeezing buns tight. Flexing your glutes. 10 more seconds here. Good. All right. Go ahead and stand. We've got jump lunges. Or remember, we got fast feet. If that's the option you need to take. Go. This is where I start to sweat a bit. This is where I'm also baffled by instructors that can talk the entire time they work out. And time. Woo. All right. Quick break here. So we're going to go into a dip next. We're going to do the same seated Y that we did on Monday. And then we'll do a lateral hop. So for the dips, you're going to need your chair. Go ahead and if you start with knees bent, you're just going to scoot your butt off the chair. Point those elbows behind you. Lower down so your elbows are bent to about 90 degrees. If you want to spice that one up, extend those legs. From there, we're going to sit on the edge of the chair. Lean your torso forward. Thumbs up. Raising thumbs toward the sky here. If this is a little much for the shoulders, you're going to bring arms out to a T. Or you're going to bring those hands back behind you. Small controlled lifts. Squeezing shoulder blades down and back. Every option counts. Every option is going to work well. And then from there, we're doing those lateral hops. Same as Monday. Either hopping on one foot side to side or getting down lower for that speed skater. All right, dips first here. Ready, set, go. So it's useful to keep your back as close to that seat as possible so you're traveling straight down and straight up. If you're somewhere between legs extended and knees bent, maybe do one of each. 3, 2, 1. All right, sitting on the edge of that chair. Lean your torso forward. Think stomach on thighs here, feet together. And go. We're making a Y position with your arms here. Exhale as you bring those hands up. Inhale on the way down. So ideally, rather than feeling this in the tops of the shoulders, I want you to focus on pulling shoulder blades down and back toward your back pockets. Almost there. Keep going. And time. Flying timer here. All right, we got lateral hops. Ready, set, go. Move as fast as you can here. We want to drive that heart rate up and get down as low as you can. Make that a little harder. Stay low. If you need to simply step feet quickly side to side, you're still going to get your heart rate up minus the impact. Keep going. And time. Nice. We're doing great. You are almost there. We're going to run through one more round on the same circuit. So coming back to that dip. What are we doing on time? All right. Coming back to that dip. Let's get started here. Go. Remember, this is for the triceps. It's not designed to agonize the shoulders. So if you do feel this in the front of the shoulders, probably better off bringing those knees in close and focusing on keeping a high chest and squeezing shoulder blades down and back as you do this movement. And time. On those bent over Ys, if you're ready for a little bit more of a challenge, I want you to stand feet together, stick your butt up behind you, and go. So now those legs have to support your weight. You got to keep your weight on your heels. Get your buns working. Make sure your lower back is okay with this. Think of resting your stomach on your thighs. Eight more seconds. You can do it. We're almost there. And time. All right, we got lateral hops again here. Ready, set, go. Getting down as low as you can. I want you always stand on only one foot on the ground at a time. If you need to tap that other foot down for balance, you can still work on nice wide hops or wide steps for 3, 2, 1, and time. All right. You made it. You made it through all the work. All that we have now, a little bit of an ab burner, and then some cool down. So we're going to go for a minute here on an up-down plank. So we will be starting in a push-up position. Feet about shoulder width apart. Squeeze your buns tight. Don't let those hips rock. Lower down to your elbows. Press back up to your hand. If you're not quite there yet, that's okay. Work on lifting one hand at a time while keeping hips as steady as possible. Ready, set, go. So like we practiced this morning with the bird dog and the fire hydrant, hips are steady. And this is where your buns really come into play with the plank. It's not just your abs, it's your hips working too. So if you flex your buns, you're gonna notice hips are way steadier than if your buns are relaxed, where those hips wanna rock all over the place. So lock everything in, 30 seconds down, actually 40 seconds down. Keep on going. We're almost there. 10 more seconds. And hold the top of that position here. Hold it. You need a bike or a break. Drop to those knees. We're going to go again in 10 seconds here. So staying in that push-up position. Ready, set, go. One more minute. No stopping. Yes, this is a core exercise, but you're getting just about everything working. Shoulders are working. Triceps are working. Abs are working. Buns are working. Keep going. If you want to make it a little harder, bring those feet closer together, but still work on keeping your hips steady, not letting those rock around too much. We got 15 seconds here. Keep pushing, keep going. 5 more seconds. And time. Nice work. Good job today. So I'm going to do a little bit of cool down work, a little bit of stretching. You can stick around. You're done for the day. Thanks for joining. Let's get started. Seated on your butt. And then I want you to simply walk those hands back behind you, keeping chest up to get a little bit of a stretch through the front of the shoulders. So the further back that you take those hands, the more you're going to feel a pull through the front of the shoulders. And the more that you'll need to focus on keeping your chest up rather than letting those shoulders roll forward. So squeezing shoulder blades down and back behind you, chest up here. Catching your breath. I know I'm catching my breath. Walking those hands back in. Good. All right, let's take right foot, pull that in close, and then left foot will be right in front of the right foot. So we're sitting basically cross-legged, but we're not stacking the feet or the legs. And then go ahead and walk those hands out in front of you. And ideally, you'll feel this more in the back of that left leg. And focus on pushing those knees down toward the floor. So knees are wide, You're hinging forward from the hips and getting a nice piriformis stretch here. Go ahead and simply switch your feet, and we'll do the same for that right side. Reaching fingertips long here. Hinging from the hips. Okay. Come on out of that stretch. Let's get into a hip flexor stretch here. So lunge position, back knee down. We're going for about 90 and 90 here. So 90-degree angle, front knee, 90-degree at the back knee. And rather than just like diving into the stretch, we're going to start with abs tight. Tuck your tailbone. So think of kind of tucking a tail between your legs. And then keeping those abs tight, then you're going to push the hips forward. So that's going to be more of a hip flexor stretch rather than just kind of tweaking the low back. Pinching the low back. If you were to relax the abs, just dive those hips forward. So keeping your core working the whole time to pinpoint where we're stretching. Go ahead and switch knees. Same on the other side. So we're tucking tail between the legs. Pelvic tilt there. So think of, if you were to lie on the floor, you'd be flattening your low back against the floor. And then pushing hips forward for that hip flexor stretch. Nice. All right, so now for a little bit of squat mobility. We did a lot of squatting today, and if you have a hard time getting those hips down low, do your best here to sit your butt down as low as you can, and then use those elbows to push your knees out wide here. So even if you're only maybe here, maybe halfway down in that squat, you can still press those knees out wide, rest your arms on your legs, support that low back. But the goal here is to get comfortable with driving hips down lower, driving knees out wider. And actually, even if you were in a chair, you could lean your body forward, push those knees out wide. You sit at a desk, in the car a lot, this might be tough. So taking a minute to drive those knees out, drive that torso down between your legs. Good opportunity for the stretch here. Okay, and then while we're seated, if you are not yet in your chair, go ahead and take a seat in your chair. We did a lot of shoulder and back work today. So the tops of your shoulders, your upper traps might be a little sore. So reach both hands down, see if you can grab the underside of the chair. And then we're going to take right ear to right shoulder, or take left ear to left shoulder. Either one's fine. So that's going to be, primarily, that's going to be a stretch through the side of your neck, and then top of that left shoulder, or whichever shoulder you're leaning your head away from. And now, without rounding the shoulders, take a look down your armpit. So think nose to armpit. Like, not a great time to be doing that, but now it's going to be more of a stretch through the back of the neck. And generally that stretch heads right down toward the top of the shoulder blade. Come back up to center. Dropping head in the other direction. So this is that upper trap stretch first. And rather than slouching here, we're keeping hands under the chair and staying tall. And then go ahead and look down toward that armpit. The bigger scap stretch. Come out of that stretch. And good work today, everybody. Thanks for joining. And have an awesome weekend. Monday and Friday, 8 o'clock, we're doing these bodyweight boot camps every week. And I'll see you next week. Okay, bye.